Do you record right away, Elena? Or I guess, okay, recording is started. All right. Yeah, I think it just started now. So this is the Land Use Committee meeting on November 8th. And why don't we go around and introduce ourselves? My name is Ann Mazar and I'm the chair, and I'm representing the Community Preservation Committee on the Land Use Committee. Elena?
My name is Elena Brugos, and I'm relatively new to the committee. I'm here for the select board.
Barry?
Barry Iderola, planning board representative.
Frank?
Frank Nero, land use committee member.
And Peter?
Peter Coffin, representing the Conservation Commission.
Great. So did you guys have a chance to read the last meeting's minutes?
I did
Yes.
look over them quickly. I didn't see any problem.
Okay. How about Barry and Frank? Well, I guess Frank wrote them, so he saw them.
Yep, I read them. They look good to me.
All right. Someone want to make a motion?
I'll
I
make
thought
a
they
motion
looked
to
great.
accept
Oops.
The minutes
Let's
of
try.
10-11.
Okay, that's Peter.
I'll second.
Okay, Barry seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay. The next thing is I bought bulbs for Founders Park, but I think I'm just going to donate it. It was like $100. And Kathy and I planted them behind the monument, so hopefully they'll come up in the spring. So we don't really need to talk about that.
No,
What
but
I
I
would-
would like to think that there'd be some budget somewhere to certify open spaces in town. But maybe that's, as you say, a donation, or I don't know who's to take the lead. A garden club, the Concom. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have a budget. The Founders Park budget we have is all through donations. And right now we have,
Because you're donating your time, or someone's donating their time in planting them. So
yeah, Kathy and me.
and
I
we
mean,
want to encourage. I don't want to discourage you volunteering, but you do so much. So I don't know.
Well, why don't we come back to this, because I have another item that I really would like to spend
there you
this
go.
committee money on,
Okay.
huh? And so on Pond Street, the development there, the Pondview Meadows, I don't know if you remember, but the developer marked the boundaries in the open space. And so after wrangling, they finally moved the boundary in the correct location, gave the town their open space back, removed a wall. But in doing that, there was a hill of like dirt. And so I worked with Weston Nurseries to see if they could plant native seed to get the hill restored back to, a natural habitat. And the request was between 10 and 15,000 because irrigation was involved in this and that.
Oh, wow.
And
Irrigation needed? No, I can see.
well, the conservation, what happened was we brought this to the Conservation Commission because they were the ones that were in charge of this. So they requested 5,000. So we had 5,000 to work with. They put seeds down in the spring, and then there was a drought.
We had drought.
So barely anything came up. I mean, some things might come up next spring. And, I asked if there's any kind of warranty on that. And he said, no, especially since we didn't irrigate, because we didn't have the money to. So he said that he would be willing to reseed it now, and he would donate his labor, but it would be $550 for the native plant seeds. And so I would like to use land use committee money to try to get that hill vegetated with not weeds, but with native plants.
I'd fully support that. But tell me, so we spent $5,000 on seed and it didn't take, and now we're getting 500, and then we're going to be planting, and it'll germinate, and we hope there won't be a drought next. I just don't see the difference. $5,000 is a lot of money for seed. I thought there might
Well,
have been other
it wasn't just for
plantings, but-
seed though. It was, they had to like, you know, level out the whole area. There was all this like plastic that was in the hill that was left from the wall. They had to yank that out. They had
Okay.
to, plant grass seed for the easement that gets there. So they had to do a lot of preparation. So it's ready for seed again. They wouldn't have to go through all that. And so that's why, and the labor's not included.
Okay.
And so that's why he's saying for 550, he would do it.
Well, it's a little late in the year, but we've been blessed with warm weather. He thinks it's going to germinate if he gets it on tomorrow or next
He
week?
said that November, I said, I don't have the money until I, talk to the land use committee. If they decide to vote it in, is November too late? And he said, no, that should be fine. Because the seeds aren't really going to sprout this year. It's more in the spring.
In the spring, yeah.
They'll be
Okay.
ready to go.
Well, I guess if we have the money in a budget somewhere, do we?
Well, on the land use committee budget, if I included, so far we've spent money on signage, and I think we're kind of up to date on our signage. We don't need to buy any more for a while. I put in the cost for the maintenance for the Beaver solution devices, which is like $594. And then if we subtracted out $550, we would have $883 in the land use committee budget. And we don't really have any expenses that I know of right now. So,
Well, that works for me. I'll make a motion to, because I'll see it as a maintenance thing, really.
I have a question.
yep.
Where it's on a slope, are we concerned about it washing away before it germinates?
Well, I think part of him putting it in, I'll ask that, but I think that part of it would be securing it and putting soil on it and mulching it so that that wouldn't be the case unless we have some storm that's, really weird and heavy rain, I suppose, but that's hard to predict.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we were better off doing it in spring.
Well, I could ask him if it would be better, well, we could set the money aside for them to do it. And I
Yep.
could ask if the spring is better, but I have a feeling the fall is better because the snow and the rain the seed will start getting
great.
settled in the ground, and then in the spring they'll be ready to go. And some of the wildflower seeds also need freezing, to germinate. So,
That's fine. I just, like I said, I was just wondering if it would wash away.
mhm.
So I'll make a motion.
And I had
to
a
spend
question.
oh, sorry.
Okay. Well, actually, Peter make the motion, who seconds it? And then
I'll
that's when we
second it.
really shut the discussion, I guess. So,
I'll second it.
okay. Okay, so what, Frank?
I was gonna ask, so this slope was created and the slope is on the open space, is that right?
Yes. And it's,
And the slope was created how, by the developer?
I think there was probably to build the houses, they added some fill, and there was probably somewhat of a slope. Because they had a retaining wall that the Concom wanted them to put in, but they put it in the wrong location and,
The slope was created.
Yes,
after he
so I
pulled the retaining
recall-
wall out.
oh, what, Barry?
The slope was created after he peeled the retaining wall out. He sloped it to meet the topography.
Okay, so that's where the slope came from, Frank.
And there was no condition that by creating the slope and in order to prevent erosion, that he would either contribute or assist in the cost of planting vegetation to prevent further erosion?
So the, my concern is that just grass seed would be thrown down, and we wanted to keep it native vegetation because it's open space. And, so that's when we talked to Weston Nurseries, and their estimate was between 10 and 15,000. We went to the conservation, we said the developer should pay for this. And the Conservation Commission decided that 5,000 would be enough. And so they did donate, well, quote unquote, donate $5,000.
And that's where the 5,000 came from, the developer?
Right. And it could have worked if we had rain, but as you know, this was such a dry summer. I mean, it was just a drought. And so it didn't. And Weston Nurseries did recommend that irrigation was used, but it wasn't used. So we didn't have the money
Yeah, there's no way to get irrigation out there. Where was the water supply gonna come from?
I'm sorry, what, Barry?
I said there was no way to get irrigation out there. Where would the water supply come from?
You know, it would have had to been, we would have had to negotiate with the neighbors, like saying, would you like to help us here? You
Yeah, if you
know,
want a nice green slope, let us tap into
Right.
your water and once a week go and water it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would have been the
and-
thing to do, but.
yeah, and that's what would have happened, but we didn't have the money to do it, so.
Yeah, during a drought, you can't tax the wells. I mean, a lot of people lost their lawns this year. Mine's gone.
Really?
I was,
Wow.
I wasn't gonna water the lawn. You know, when I'm sucking sand out of the
No,
wall.
we didn't water ours either, yeah. But it bounced back.
Yeah, ours
Yeah.
bounced back. I think ours is shady enough that it didn't fry as badly as
Mhm.
some.
All right,
I
there's a
was
motion. Further
curious-
discussion or?
So, yes,
Yeah,
we'll discuss
I have
that.
a
Elena?
question. Yeah, so are there any photos of this area? Like, it seems like it would be worthwhile to get potentially before and after photos.
Yeah,
There's a
to
lot
see-
of photos
to-
of the situation when it was done wrong. I don't know if there was any photos taken after they repaired it.
yeah, I
Mhm.
have,
And this is on Pond Street. I mean, is it something that I could just walk
Yeah,
to
you
and?
walk to the end of the cul-de-sac and you can
Mhm.
walk in between the homes.
I mean, I
Yeah.
have photos,
It's on the right-hand side.
I mean,
at the
I'm
end of
just-
the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I'm just curious, and it would be interesting to see, like, if the wildflowers do really take, what kind of a transformation there is.
let me see if I can share my screen. I never, share screen, share. Can you see my screen? No.
It's okay. I mean, I don't need to see them now. I was just curious because I don't know the property, so. But
Yeah,
it
can,
it strikes me that it would be useful just in terms of documenting like where the money is going.
yeah, I have photos. If I am gonna share it, I push the share button. That would be for sharing the screen, right?
I believe so.
No idea. That's beyond me.
So then, it's asking me all these questions, but
So yeah, sometimes I think it'll say like whether you want to share your whole desktop or just one app. So depending on what you want to share.
okay, I think maybe,
But you could also like email a photo later. It's not urgent. I was just curious, just for
Yeah.
comparison.
yeah, this is. And the privacy, okay, got it, wait, I think I can do it, okay.
Here's the video. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Carolyn.
I'm sorry I'm late. Did you get my message, Ann? Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
I can.
Oh, Ann's
Okay.
frozen. Are
Yeah.
you? Oh, dear. I don't know how to get this thing to be. How do I do? I don't see me in the corner.
It's just a black box for you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure how to undo that.
Might want to pop your camera out.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this. My video is connected. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, Ann is still frozen.
Am I frozen?
Yeah,
Oh, now I can hear you.
we can hear
Yeah,
you, but you look frozen.
Trying to share the screen, it said update settings, and then I did that, and it said Oh, we have to turn Chrome off and on again, so sorry.
Yeah, you're
I will
frozen.
send photos.
Yeah, I mean, if
You'll
it's
look
convenient,
something.
I was just curious. I mean, I live near there. I might just go there and just look because I'm curious.
I think we've lost Dan.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, no.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you fine.
All right. Yeah, Carolyn, I guess you can't get your camera?
I can't figure out what's wrong with my camera. So I'm just a black box right now.
All right.
That's as good as it gets. I'll fiddle with it and maybe I'll succeed. I don't know.
Okay. So is there any more discussion on the $550?
To pay for grass seed to reseed the slope. Yep.
Yeah, more than grass seed, it's
Wildflower seed.
native wildflower seeds and native grasses.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, all those in favor?
Barry, aye.
Elena? Okay, why don't we
Oh,
go through
yeah,
first?
Elena. Yeah, Elena, I.
Frank,
Aye.
Peter,
Peter, I.
Yes.
Barry,
Barry, aye.
Carolyn, do you want to abstain?
Yeah, I'm going to abstain because I wasn't here for the conversation.
Okay. And I guess Ann, at the Community Preservation Committee meeting, they were saying that the chair shouldn't vote unless you make a decision on whether or not they should vote. So
Yeah,
maybe
you
we should,
voted as long as I've been on the commission. That's probably going on 3 terms now, so.
yeah, I know. But Mike
At
Amendolia
least
said
12
that,
years,
yeah.
at least 12 years.
Well, do others feel that we should vote?
I'm of
that-
the opinion the chair should not make motions and not second, and should only vote in a tie. But if to make it unanimous, why not? If it doesn't make a difference, yeah, I'm not
All right.
hung up on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, the next item is, the EV charger location. With the work done at Town Hall, we have a new, charger being put in with, 2 chargers. And so we have an old charger that we need to put somewhere, and it seems like since the Town Hall already has one, we could put it like at the senior center or the library, and so I wanted to know what your opinion was on that.
Whichever would get most use.
Where do you think would
Yeah.
get most use?
I don't know. Who has the most
So who,
electric, seniors or the library? I would say the library, but I don't know. People aren't there for as long. I don't know. Maybe.
so who can use it? And I mean, is it for the public or is it for town, like town employee use?
It could be for the public.
The charge for it, right?
On this one, we haven't,
Oh,
you
there's no
know,
meter?
no.
Oh,
The
I'll be
new
fine.
one we're getting, we could do that, but I mean, at this point, it hasn't been an issue because there's just not that many people that use it, but
So so Mendon is getting a new electric vehicle, right? That the chief of police is going to be
He has it.
using.
He has it.
Where will that be charged?
he bought a charger, so he has his own at the police station. Yep.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then there's one at the town hall for the other car that we have, right? That the town has available.
Right, and then there's another charger, because the one station has 2 chargers, so,
Okay. And then at the school we have something.
I don't know.
Well, there's a policy statement. Does the general public get it for free? I would only want that if the towns were getting it for free because we have extra money, extra energy from some solar panel. But if it's coming out of our tax base, I wouldn't want to necessarily subsidize people. I don't know. You tell me.
I agree.
I agree with that.
And that's like putting a gas pump out in front of the building and saying, have at it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean,
It
more and
may-
more
may-
people are gonna have cars.
Is there a way for us to?
I mean, if it's metered and they're paying for it, that's one thing.
I mean, the Leaf, if we put it at the town hall, we could put the Leaf on it, which is a town vehicle. And there would still be another charger on it.
That's at least a little more publicly oriented, and there's likely to get employees using it. The library, what? We have couple librarians. We have no staff at the senior center, but that's more because we want to support the seniors. I don't know. Philosophically, what are we subsidizing? I want to support EV. Could I, if I had electric, when I'm downtown hall business, just tap into the one that's there and no one's going to see? I
Well, you
guess
could
so,
plug-
right?
You could
Uh-huh.
plug in and come back a couple hours later.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. Why not? Save myself. I don't know how much it costs to charge up, but yeah.
Yeah, it's, I think on the charger we have, it would take like 8 hours to charge a car. But most people that have electric cars have a charger at their house, so it's not like they would have to go charge at the town hall. I think it'll be more for people that drive to a meeting and then they have an electric car or,
Yeah, just want to top it up. Why not? Yeah.
Well, you could
And
look
I
look
heard-
at the rationale that if you have the charger at the town hall, people are essentially doing town hall business of some kind, even if they're a citizen. I don't know. At least that would be kind of in sync with the whole purpose of being publicly available.
They have
Yes,
them
it
in
would
Ashland,
less
but I
likely
believe
to
they're
be
metered.
abused there. That's all right.
was Frank, did you want to say something?
Well, just a couple comments. I heard, and I don't know how accurate it is, that in order to put a full charge on an electric vehicle overnight, you're probably looking in the $70, $80 cost range, especially with the increased
No,
electric
No,
prices.
that's not
Is that
true.
wrong?
no.
Yeah.
What's the
No.
cost? What's the estimated cost to charge a vehicle?
Oh, gosh. Depends on the electric rate, but if you have your own, if the town, well, anyway, it doesn't cost very much. I mean, it's all matter of what the going rate is. When we take a trip with our EV, you charge it at a commercial rate that the utilities are charging. So it would
Which
be
is how
whatever
much
the
is-
going rate is for National Grid.
Which would roughly be how much per charge?
Well, they've just gone up with their electric rates, so.
How much before the increase?
Oh, golly.
I don't know.
Ra-
It's,
It's an
Ra-
interesting
my-
question.
My husband
Maybe
Ran
we
could
could
tell
ask-
you.
Or like, remember Anna from Drive Green? I wonder if
Yeah.
we could send that question to her. Like, how much does it typically cost to charge an EV?
But what's the distinction? Whether it's $5, $10, $20, $50? To me, it's the principle of the thing. So if it's a little bucks, okay, we ignore the principle. But I don't know. If it gets over more
I
than
agree
$10,
with you, Peter. It is a matter of principle, and we all want to support progress, but to subsidize only those individuals who happen to have an electric vehicle seems a little discriminatory.
Is there any way that we could have this go back on and be a chargeable, that people would pay for the charge? That would make it, then it would still be, it would put it on a par with everybody else.
Yeah, I think we might have to, would have to buy software to do that. which I don't think at this point in time would be cost effective because not that many people are using it. And if they do use it, they're only using it for an hour and two, and that's like not a
Yeah.
lot of money. I
A
mean,
buck, a couple of
So-
bucks.
yeah. right. So the new charger we're putting in, we will have that, we'll be able to do that. The chief's charger, he's just using his car on it. The old charger would have the town car, so it would just be one charger that would be available to anybody.
Do you know how much the software would cost?
I can find out.
Just out of curiosity. I mean, if we're gonna have a charger that is available to the public, I agree that it would be fairer to actually have people be charging. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a convenience matter, and people pay, for people to pay for it.
Like I said, the new one will definitely, we can get the software. But let me I'll find out if we can get the software, you know.
Okay. I mean, if you'd like, I could go and ask Rand right now. And ask him what it would cost for just a general charge, but he would say
Actually,
it depends on, but go
You know,
ahead.
it'd be helpful, Carolyn, if you could find out how much it costs to charge a typical car, how much software might be to add to a charger. You know, so that you could charge people.
Rand is on a Reddit group that is all about EVs. So he could probably ask that question. So software for, if you can give me the specifics about what kind of charging station it is, then I could really try to be accurate.
Okay. All right, so we'll get some more information, and it's
Yeah.
nothing that's gonna happen right away necessarily.
Yeah, I do find myself wondering if there are any town employees that need to drive around a lot as part of their work. Like I know the senior center has an outreach coordinator who does home visits. But it would be nice if there was some town use that, somebody could both use an EV and the charger. But I don't, probably they don't have EVs who are in jobs where they need to do that kind of driving around.
Well, the Leaf
Yeah.
is available for those people if they want to.
Oh, is it?
use
Oh,
it. Mhm.
okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's
So who uses it?
I know Dan Byer uses it. Not enough people
Okay.
use it. We got it
I mean-
practically for free, and so we took advantage of that.
Right.
And we've had it for like probably 3 years, we've had it for like 5 years probably. And so the range isn't as good as like EVs are now,
Right.
but it's great
Yeah.
for going around town, you know?
But if say the senior outreach coordinator were encouraged to use it, maybe it would be useful to have a charger at the senior center to charge it up. I mean, especially if it's not getting used.
Right, but it
Maybe-
might have
I
to
just
stay
wonder if there
in
might be
residence at
more
the town
people.
hall. But it's available to
Does it?
employees, I would think. So they would just have to switch their car, drop it off. Yeah, it can be worked out.
I can ask about the senior center if that would be helpful. And also Dan Byer knows if it's used.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right, well, when we collect some information and we talk about it again.
yeah.
The next thing is I want to talk about, there's a cabin at Meadowbrook Woods. Have any of you, are you aware of the cabin? Barry knows it probably, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Peter,
Yes,
you
and
must
with
know
the
it.
Boy Scouts having fixed it up. Yes.
Yep, it's not 100% fixed up, but they've done a lot. And it's like one room. It has a fireplace, which really probably shouldn't be used. But and Boy Scouts have used it in the past, maybe like once or twice. But it would be kind of nice to have it set up so that people could rent it. Is that Carolyn? Is that background noise at your place?
Well, Rand is on the phone and he sometimes talks too loud when he's on the phone. I can
And
try
can
to,
you-
let me see if
can-
I can mute myself. Yeah, I can mute myself.
Yeah, thanks.
Sure,
Um,
thanks.
And I support the idea of making it available, but it's a management nightmare. Who's going to run it? I saw the advantage with the Boy Scouts; they take care of themselves, But as soon as you open it up to the general public,
Yeah, I would think you're opening
Problematic.
yourself up to some liability.
I think, like, if we did something, it would be through Parks and Rec, so Dan would be in charge of it. And what we could do is start out with only doing like organized groups, like the Scouts or another group. I can't think of one offhand, but, you know, just limiting it to that and kind of seeing how it goes. And, you know,
if Parks and
possibly,
Rec is willing to do that and take on the responsibility, I would go for an iterative approach, as you say, and try it. But not, and the idea is not to make money, right? It's to get it used and not abused. So,
well, I think also we could charge a small fee and then that will go towards maintenance. And it could
Yeah.
go in a budget, you know, so I think that kind of a rent would be helpful. There's not running water or a toilet, so I don't know if like we would have to get like a composting toilet or something like that.
Either that or you're gonna put an outhouse.
Yeah,
so then
probably.
you get in the question: Are you allowing rent? We're renting a camping site, basically, an overnight rental, or is that only day rental?
No, this would be like for like guys, you know, overnight and starting with the Scouts and, you know, someone made a request the other day and that's what kind of
Sparked
got me
your
on it.
interest. Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Rudden was working on it, but he sort of faded away on the project. So I was thinking, you know, maybe, you know, we could decide, you know, should we move forward? And, you know, I mean, if
Dan
Dan,
wants to take it on, it's a growth in the programs that Mendon are offering to us, the community. So I'm supportive of that if Parks and Rec wants to take it on gingerly.
I mean, the thing too is like, let's say we did try to rent it to individuals at some point. We could see how it goes, you know, maybe it would be a way to make money and get funds for maintaining the cabin and, you know, the area there. And, you know, if it's abused, then, well, that person wouldn't be able to do it again, but maybe have a security deposit or something like that, you know?
Yep. And it's really having someone to manage it. So if Parks and Rec, because I don't see who else would manage it. Parks and Rec makes sense.
Yeah, I think Dan's interested in that. So, all right, let me talk to Dan and see how that might go. The next item, I mean, and also it'd be kind of cool if, you know, it did get to a point where individuals could rent it. You know, it's fun to spend the night in the woods and then just wake up, you know, you're by the Inman Pond and, you know, it's a nice location and it'd be a nice thing to offer people.
And there'd be some sort of application process, or they'd go through Parks and Recreation. They would be asked to probably sign a waiver and indemnification.
Yep.
And there'd be a set of rules and policies that they'd be made aware of, go through those motions, correct?
Yeah, and we'd have to talk to town council and so probably Dan would come back to, you know, maybe Dan, well, no, he can't come on to the Wednesday night meetings, but I could come back with something, you know, after talking with Dan.
I think
All right.
that sounds good.
I had down here discuss the height challenge and I haven't really done anything with it yet. But I will send out an email and I'm hoping someone else will kind of want to take charge of it and move forward. It wouldn't be till the spring, but it'd be nice to get it started now just so that we're ready to go. And I think it would be a nice way to have people see all the open space that we have.
So you were imagining that that we'd have a program start in the spring publicizing it, or is it
Have
like-
the challenge in
yeah.
the spring, you know?
have a challenge in the spring?
Yeah, and I mean, when the email was initially sent out, it was suggested by Hilton, Lisa Hilton, because Upton did it. And so I want to get back to Upton because theirs was in the fall, so I want to see how it
Yeah.
went and everything.
Yeah,
But,
it would be- right, yeah, piggyback off of their like
mhm.
organizing works, yeah.
And a lot of the comments were, oh, that'd be so cool. And then like you can get like a patch at the end, so I think like if we made patches with the town seal, that might be kind of a fun thing. And especially like if I had kids, I would definitely say, do you guys want to see if we can earn a patch, and do the challenge. So it wouldn't cost that much and it might make it more of an
Yeah.
event or whatever,
Mhm.
So I will copy you guys on the email.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah.
item I just wanted to mention is that Bill Dykey, he lives in Millville, but he's a land steward for the town forest, and he's super helpful about taking care of the trails. If there's issues, he lets us know. And he and the Blackstone Valley, New England Mountain Bike Association, they went through all the trails and they repainted the colors, so that you know what trail you're on and all that. And they blew the leaves off the trails so that they're easy to walk and ride on and everything. And they're going to the select board tomorrow night because they're going to have a Toys for Tots fundraiser on the property. So
Cool.
we just have trail stewards that are really helpful, and it's great.
That's fabulous.
Mhm.
We just need to get a contact with the Appalachian Mountain Club or somebody who's into hiking as much as those guys are into biking. So I'm sure there are people out there. So
Mhm. Well, this hike challenge might get more people interested,
Yeah.
yes.
There is an app for your phone that's called All Trails. And I
Mhm.
think, I haven't checked it lately, but I think Margaret, our daughter Margaret, likes to hike
Mhm.
the trails when she comes home to visit. And I think it's on All Trails.
Mhm.
So that's lovely. It's a way to promote it.
Yeah, I think we're on all trails. And I'm not sure if Dan submitted the information or what, but I'm pretty sure we're on it.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's all I have. Does anybody have anything else?
Hmm. I do have a question. I just want to ask a question about how would we publicize this challenge? I mean, well, I guess that's really part of the question that all the bunch of the questions that you would ask Upton because they've already done this.
I mean, a lot would be social media and then word of mouth, I think.
Right,
Mhm.
and I think that's the kind of thing that the schools might be open to having sent by email because it's, could be interpreted as educational.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think probably getting it to the families would be like good for, like, I could imagine it being appealing to families
Mhm.
with kids.
Definitely. Yeah.
And maybe the library could help us spread the word. I don't know. Seems like there's the potential for partnerships. I don't know. I also think about how, like, for the town cleanup, I know I know at least Custom Home Realty like helped publicize that, and I wonder, if some of those local businesses might also help, sponsor,
Hmm.
encourage people.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a nice community effort. And
Mhm.
I'm hesitant to sign up to say that I would get involved with it right now because I just I just committed to teaching a class in the spring, so I don't know. My spring might be very busy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
do want to help, but I can't
sort
take
of
it
like
all
on
on at this point.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Solarized Mass Plus. Well, maybe I can help.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you ran
I
the program.
recall saying that, to Carolyn, that I could list me as a volunteer, but I wouldn't be able to do very much. But
Yeah.
so
You had more capacity than you thought. And it was hard for you because you were very noble in your volunteering.
there was a lot of work that I could
It
do.
was.
So
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you
Yeah,
were very
so-
capable.
yeah, I mean, if you can help, then that'd be great, but play it by ear.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second that.
all those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Bye.
Aye.
All right, thanks.
Thank
See you
Bye.
later.
Great.
And are we doing
Bye,
Thursday?
everybody.
Good night.
Well-
Thanks, guys.
Are you doing-
Bye-bye. Thank
How you
you for
doing?
taking minutes.
are you
What, Barry?
doing- Are you doing the CPC Thursday?
Yes, at 7 and it'll be remote because of the
Okay.
water problem at Town Hall.
All right.
And quick question. So is this typically second Tuesday of the month? Is that
Yes.
the, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, it's on the town calendar as that. And then if we don't meet, I ask Ellen to take it off. But
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All
Okay.
right, thank you.
thanks. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.